If you have increased your Google Ads budget, but the number of phone calls hasn't gone up, then this video is for you. I'll walk you through some of the common reasons why increasing spend doesn't always lead to more phone calls, and what areas of your Google Ads campaigns you should review before spending more. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard, and if you're trying to scale your number of phone calls by increasing your budget and your number of phone calls are not going up, then in this video, we're going to go through why it could be happening, the possible reasons, and what you can do to increase the number of phone calls for your business. This is one of our example accounts, and as you can see in the last 30 days, we've generated 413 phone calls and received 256 conversions. And the number of conversions are less than the number of phone calls, because with these conversion numbers, we're trying to count unique number of phone calls rather than counting each and every phone call we get, because some people might be calling, let's say, several times, and that would still be considered as a one customer. Or there might be certain phone calls which is, let's say, less than 10 seconds or less than 20 seconds. And in most cases, those phone calls might not be high quality phone calls. Of course, if it's a repeat phone call, let's say the customer have spoken with you for the first time and the second time, it might be asking, is the technician is coming? The second call length might be shorter. But overall, with this, we were trying to include more higher quality conversions, and the cost per conversion, as you can see, this cost per conversion number can be different depending on the industry. So for example, for plumbing, it might be different. For electricians, it might be different. For locksmith, for towing, for different industries, that can be different. But this is just one industry as an example, and their main goal is to generate as many phone calls as possible. So you can see more of these kind of case studies where I've helped local service businesses to generate phone calls and form submissions with Google Ads. And let's get started. The first reason I would say, you might be getting too much low quality traffic. Let's say, even if you have increased your budget, too many low quality clicks might be wasting your budget. So obviously one way would be by going to the insights and reports and going to the search terms. A quick reminder, I've generated thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. I made a checklist of things to check in your Google Ads account. Focus it on generating phone calls. If you want it, click the link in the description below and I'll send it to you for free. So from here, we can go through the list of keywords, and some of the keywords are already added, which means they are most probably high quality keywords because they are similar to your target keywords, and those specific keywords are already added. And you can also add the keyword section here. By default, you may not have this section, and keyword section might help you to analyze the quality of your search terms and from which target keyword those particular search terms are coming from. So for example, if it has been like 1 month since you have increased your budget, or if it has been like 2 weeks since you have increased your budget, you can see the last 2 weeks or the last 1 month and see where the most traffic is coming from and see the quality of those traffic. If you're receiving a lot of irrelevant clicks, low quality clicks, the main reason could be here. And that means you should work on the quality of your clicks and you should work on your conversion rate. And the next thing in our list, you should look at your search volume of the target keywords. So from here, you can go to the target keyword section and make sure that their status are eligible. And some keyword status might be not eligible, or their search volume might be too little, and that's why they might be ineligible. And even if you increase your budget 2 times, 3 times, 10 times, you might not have enough search volume with your target keywords. And that means you need to target the keywords which can provide you enough search volume. And the next thing on our list, let's say your keyword statuses are eligible, but even then, they might not be getting clicks or impressions. Why? Because you might be choosing the keywords which are very, very specific. So let's see an example. So we're in the keyword planner section. So you're going to go to tools, on the planning, you're going to go to keyword planner. And from here, you need to put your target keyword here. Let's say you are in the locksmith industry. And I would put the keyword locksmith here, and we should have more keyword ideas with this one keyword. So we have 814 keyword ideas available. You might be choosing very specific keywords. For example, emergency locksmith near me. If it's phrase match, it might attract some search volume. But if it's exact match, that might be more tighter. But for certain keywords, again, let's say another one, mobile car key replacement near me. For example, it is very, very specific, right? And you might have these kind of keywords, but it doesn't matter depending on your industry. You might have certain service areas which is very, very specific, and it might have less search volume compared to other keywords. For example, as you can see, it has 135,000 search volume, and we're targeting United States, by the way. And with the United States targeting, this one only has 1900 search volume per month. So which is much lower compared to other types of keywords. And you might be targeting those kind of very, very specific keywords. and instead you can add again relevant keywords but with more search volume. So we're going to talk about that in the next section, which is you should broaden your match types or add similar keywords that can expand your reach. So let's say you have been already targeting certain keywords which are converting really, really well, and you want to get more search volume with the exact specific keywords you're using already. Let's say after increasing your budget, they're not bringing more clicks. So to get more clicks with the exact specific keywords, another way would be to broaden your match types, or let's say you have already broadened your match types, or broadening the match types might have brought a lot of low quality clicks, and instead you are considering other ways. The other alternative would be to add more similar high quality keywords as well again. So let's say before you were targeting car locksmith, now you can add car key locksmith as an example. But in your industry, it can be the same. It might be plumbing, electrician, towing, it doesn't matter. You might be receiving clicks from very specific keywords, and you can add more keywords similar to the keywords that you have been getting clicks. You can add them either from Keyword Planner, or you can add them from Search Terms Report. You can add those relevant keywords that can bring higher quality traffic and higher quality conversions, and that can help you to increase your search volume and to get more clicks, and with that way to get more phone calls. And the next thing on our list, you should review your bid strategy. Make sure that your bid strategy has not been changed or too much restricted, because your bid strategy could be one of the problems. And even if you increase your budget 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, it may not spend your budget anyways, because your bid strategy might be too limited. I'm going to show you one example. So this is one of our example accounts, and as you can see, the total daily budget is $270 per day. And in the last 7 days, as you can see, we have spent around $1,000. But if you would spend this daily budget, that would have been like, let's say, $1,500, $1,600, which would be much higher. But with this account, for some reason, with some of these campaigns, we're not spending the daily budget. And I know why they might not be spending, because they are too restrictive, and I need to work on these campaigns so that some of their bid strategies were very, very limited. Or let's say they may have some other problems as well. For example, you might be tracking conversions and the call length might be 30 seconds before, and you have set it like 60 seconds. And that would seem like a big change for Google, and Google might immediately slow down spending, and it might spend lower and lower and lower, and it might be very limited. So that's why one way would be make sure that your bid strategy hasn't been changed or they're too restrictive. So let me show you what I mean. So for example, you can see from here as well, their target CPA is $17, but in your industry that might be 50 or 30, but on average historically you might be spending, let's say, $30, but you are putting your target CPA as $17. For Google, that might be really, really hard to find those kind of conversions in the future, and it might limit your search volume. Or you might be using another type of bid strategy, which is manual CPC or maximize clicks. Let's say your average CPC might be $10 in your industry, but you're trying to get cost per click limits for $5, and that can also limit your search volume, because it might have a hard time of finding more of those kind of low cost per clicks in your industry. And that's how, even if you increase your daily budget, you may not get more phone calls because you are not getting more clicks. And the next thing on our list, check that you are spending your daily budget. For example, you have put your daily budget here as $65, and in the last 7 days, 14 days, you should be spending your daily budget on average. But of course, you need to look at the longer time data. The longer it is, the more reliable it can be. You cannot say that in the last 1 day or 2 days, because that's not reliable. But let's say after running your campaigns for some time, you are not spending your daily budget. But usually, if Google Ads can spend your budget, it can also put limited by budget sections here. For example, it should be somewhere here, and it should say limited by budget, and it can suggest you to increase your budget. For example, if there is a limited by budget sign, from $90 you can increase to $140, for example. Or another way, as I told, you can see the average in the last 14 days, let's say on average how much you were spending compared to the daily budget you have set here. If you are spending full budget, you can increase your budget. If you're not spending your full budget, increasing your budget may not make sense that way, because it is not spending the daily budget you have already set here. And the next thing on our list, you should check your impression share. So here I've already added the column of impression share. So impression share, as you can see, 31%, 63%, 60%. So either with ad rank or budget, we can increase our impression share. And as you can see, there is another column that I've added, search loss impression share budget. And as you can see, they're almost zero, which means almost there is no room for growth with budget. And if you have these kind of problems, that means even if you increase your budget, you may not spend more. So you need to look at these metrics. And the next thing in our list, you should review your conversion rate. This is really useful metric. Without even increasing your budget, you can increase the number of phone calls by improving your conversion rate. And improving the conversion rate can be in different ways. You can improve the overall campaign quality by working on your headlines and descriptions, choosing the correct target keywords, and also really important part is working on your landing page. Your landing page might be the problem in converting the relevant traffic into high quality phone calls or form submissions. So let's say as an example, as you can see, certain campaigns, let's say if we increase the budget by 10% here, we would get one more conversion without spending more. Or from here, again, the same. And here, let's say 10% more would be around 2 conversions. And all spending the same daily budget, but only by changing the conversion rate. So if you can, try to improve your conversion rate before even increasing your daily budget. Otherwise, these are some of the ways why you are not receiving more phone calls even if you are spending more. Again, if you guys want to get the free checklist that I've created for campaigns that are specialized to generate phone calls, you can get that free checklist by clicking the link in the description below. Or if you guys want my help to scale your campaigns and to generate your phone calls with Google Ads, you can also apply to work with me and I can help you manage your campaigns. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.